Welcome CSC 112 class. This is Professor Homa. I'm going to give you a little 5-minute review of Windows 7, some terms and some operations working with the Windows 7 operating system. Some of the things that I'll go over are similar in Windows XP and in Windows Vista if you use those operating systems. Obviously different in Mac, and I do have a tutorial on the Mac interface if anyone needs that as well. But to get right into this, this is after what you're looking at now is the Windows desktop after logging in with your username and password. Notice my desktop is very clean right now. I have no icons on there. There's no shortcuts. Those icons with the little arrows are shortcuts, which are basically pointers to your applications. One thing down here at the bottom, I'm going to grab this and move that. That's actually my interface for what I'm recording right now. And notice I'm almost a minute through. I only have 4 minutes left, so this will be quick. A couple things on the Windows interface. Down at the bottom, your taskbar, you'll see just date and time, you'll see volume, you'll see a wireless network, you may see some of your antivirus icons down there that will bug you from time to time. Also at the bottom, you can put software icons or application shortcut buttons down here that you can pin to the taskbar. I have one for Jing, one for the snippet tool, which makes screenshots, and my two browsers, Internet Explorer and Firefox, which I use on the PC or when I work on the PC side. I'm actually working on a Mac right now, and this is the Windows partition of my MacBook Pro. Also down at the bottom, there's a Start button, and with the Start button, I could click on here and see the Start menu. Some of the things I'll see on my Start menu are applications, which you can put there. And you can take them off. Here's Microsoft Publisher. If I want to remove this, if I'm not using Publisher, I can right click on here and say unpin from Start menu, and I could take it off. And if there's anything I wanted to put, if I wanted to put something down on my taskbar at the bottom to launch, I could. But I can just launch programs right here from my Start menu. Other things that I can see here in my Start menu are Computer, which will show me, I'll maximize this with the Maximize button. I can see the partitions. This is my Windows partition, this is my Mac partition, DVD drive. I'll just show you if I put a thumb drive in. I'm going to put a thumb drive in my USB port, and when I do that, you may get this little autoplay message that comes up, and if you click open folder to view files, which is usually the best one to use or the simplest one to use because you're usually going to just copy things to or from your thumb drive. There's my thumb drive. If I wanted to see both windows side by side, I could go down to my taskbar and right click and say show windows side by side, and that way I could copy things from, I could go into my documents and copy a certain folder and drag it over to my thumb drive. If I had the CSC 112 R1 folder and I wanted to copy it over here to my removable disk, I could copy it right here, and I actually have one there already, so I'm just going to replace it and hit yes. And then when I'm done, I could close these windows. And another place to actually see Windows is, I have this down on my taskbar, but this is my Windows Explorer, and it just opens the same thing. It's the same thing as if you go to Computer. There's two windows open up again, and I'll close this one. But if I go to here and I go to Computer, there's my removable disk, and what you should do to remove it is right click on it and hit eject. And you should get a message that's saying it's okay to remove it, and then you can take that out. Okay, and now it's out right now. I'll close this window, and I believe those are some of the basic things that I wanted to go over. Again, some of the buttons on these windows that you'll see in other applications: minimize, which puts it down, maximize, which fills up the window, and just closing the window. Other things you'll see in the Start menu are your control panel, where you can view by large icons, small icons, or category. That may be by default when if you've gotten a computer recently. And this is where you would do things like, adding printers and setting up your account, things like that. I'm going to close that. So again, just to review some basic things with Windows, this is my desktop, taskbar at the bottom, Start button, Start window. I can put things on my Start menu. I can also put things on my taskbar if I want, and usually if you right click, you can unpin them from the Start menu, or right click and unpin them from the taskbar at the bottom. So those are just some basics with Windows 7, and I'll have another tutorial on Word.